The print-on-demand industry is always changing, and because of that, there are always new products coming out that you can adopt into your shop or use to start your own new shop that is completely different than what is out there currently. And today, I'm going to be continuing my series that I kicked off a few months ago, where I walk through a recap from the previous month, the latest and greatest new products to hit the print-on-demand scene, so you know what is out there that you might be able to utilize to pull into your shop. Now, it's the end of 2024, we made it, hopefully a lot of you right now are racking in a ton of sales to close out the year. But because it's the end of the year, there actually wasn't a ton of new products out there, and I think that's very strategic. A lot of companies are probably not dropping a ton of new products because they know that it's hard to launch new products this late in the season. So I do anticipate January to have a ton of new products, but there were still a couple of gems that I'm gonna walk through today. So the first two highlights are gonna come from Printify. Obviously in the last month, huge news shook the print-on-demand community with the fact that Printify and Printful have merged. So I would anticipate to see a lot of new products flowing into Printify here that potentially were offered on Printful. So far, not all of those have hit, but excited to keep our eye on that. The first product that I want to highlight is going to be the Nantucket crew neck sweater. And the reason I'm highlighting this sweater is because it has a completely different look than what is currently out there with print on demand. Typically with print on demand, you're dealing with a hoodie or a crew neck that is more cottony like. This one has more of like a woven look to it, a little bit higher end. It also has the decoration method of embroidery, which means that you can't actually do printing on this, but embroidery is the main application. If you've been around here for a while too, Printify just recently launched embroidery. So this is a new feature and functionality with Printify that I'm excited to be having more options to talk through. And it also comes from Fulfill Engine, and not a huge point to kind of look at here, but Fulfill Engine the last couple of months has moved from like a 7-point something rating, star rating, to an 8.1. So there's been a ton of progress on this print provider, and they've constantly been launching new items, majorly for embroidery, and you can tell they're really trying to ramp up and get things going before all of this like Printify, Printful stuff is started. So excited to see that kind of ramp up. They also offer the branded inserts and gift messages, so you can make this a really high-end listing that we don't really see with print on demand right now. Now, one thing to note is this is early access, and so there aren't a ton of different mock-ups, but even the mock-ups that they offer here that just come from the Lane 7 manufacturer website, basically, you can still see that it's a pretty high-end sweater, and the colors are completely different. I think where this sweater would perform really well is for something a little bit more upscale, for something in the careers niche. I think a little pencil and teacher name would look really nice on the chest area and embroidery. That is something that we're not currently seeing. We know that the teacher niche and the nurse niche and the professor niche does super well across Etsy, for example. And so this is one that I think you could test into, trying to test some of your designs from an embroidered perspective if you already have some teacher listed items or are looking to enter into that space. The next one that I'm going to highlight is super cute, and it is going to be the women's spaghetti strap tank top on Printify as well, produced by Bella Canvas. I love this tank, and I've had my eye on it for the last couple of weeks. It is utilizing direct-to-film printing, and it is more of something that I think would do well in the warmer months, but as all of us know that have been in print on demand, you really want to start getting ahead of the trends early. So now that we are kind of in the middle of gifting season, our eyes should really be set on what is the next 3 to 6 months ahead of us, and that 3 to 6 months is going to be that perfect timing to have listings in your shop now, potentially ranking, getting reviews here and there, so that way when that seasonality hits, you are prepped and ready with all of your listings ready to go. Now, the reason I like this listing is because I don't see it being offered as much on platforms like Etsy, and we have a couple of data points that would help us assume that something like this would perform well. And to showcase this, I'm gonna walk through some Everbee data that basically is a tool that allows you to see the back end to Etsy to know how much revenue and monthly sales are coming through from different shops. And when I want to look at something as a proxy for this listing, I wanted to look up the baby tee, because I think the baby tee is a really good example of how you can apply the success of the baby tee over to this tank top, because it's a very similar crop style and would likely be bought by a similar buyer. When I look at baby tee, there are a ton of single listings that are doing anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per month, and a lot of them have very strong designs that would perform potentially well in this niche as well. For example, this design that is in the feminism baby tee niche has done over $3,200 per month in revenue for the last 5 months. And so we can take listings like this as inspiration to give us confidence to launch into more of that like cropped tank top type of style. What I really like about this opportunity is I don't see a lot of these shops that are offering baby tees also offer baby tanks. I think that's a missed opportunity given that baby tees have performed so well. We still see a lot of people that are really excited about this like Y2K movement. I've talked a lot about that on this channel, and I think this vintage type of style is back. The fact that the 90s is vintage is funny, and I know that that's probably not always accurate for everybody here, but we're seeing more of that come through here, and I think it's exciting opportunity for the tank top. You can look at entire shops like this one where all they do is baby tees, but they're not quite offering the tank tops yet. And they're very simple designs that are basically just offering text designs or maybe a couple of different graphics on this funny feminism girly niche where these products are doing thousands of dollars per month in revenue that we could replicate a similar type of success with the tank. And I'm not saying to take designs like this and steal them. I'm saying to take this as inspiration to why something like this might perform well with that tank top. The other niche that I think would perform really well with the tank top is going to be bridal. Another space where girls are out buying multiple at once for their entire squad, and I have not yet seen somebody do a shop based off of that tank or incorporating that tank, and I think it would be something different. Brides are always looking for something a little bit different to have with their bride party and bachelorette girls weekend, and I think that would be a really good one to try testing out for those bachelorette parties that are doing something more summery or even like the camp themed ones that I haven't seen in the market quite yet. The last new feature that I'm going to highlight for this month, as I said, it was a little bit lighter in the terms of new launches. I think next month it's gonna be poppin'. But it's actually going to be through Printed Mint. And before I get into this, I want to continue to highlight that Printed Mint has been a company that I have enjoyed utilizing their products. I think they offer a very diverse and differentiated suite of products than a lot of the other print providers. They're also printed locally and have good customer service for the most part when it comes to being able to get answers. The issue is that they have basically launched some of their products on Printify, and since doing that have run into very long ship windows if you are shipping directly with Printed Mint and not through their products on Printify. The issue here again is that not all of their best products are actually listed on Printify, and so if you want access to some of their differentiated products or newer products, you would have to go directly to them. And right now, their production times to actually ship something are anywhere from 5 to 7+ business days, which is quite horrendous for print on demand and something that maybe folks aren't able to utilize. So I say that as a caveat to potentially move forward with caution, and if you're okay with that, looking into these products. But they have recently posted earlier in November that they are going to be launching 3 new products that are going to be pretty exciting, and you're likely gonna see a little bit more about them soon. And I'm gonna cover it first. And the 3 products that they're going to be launching is going to be eye masks, scrunchies, and robes. As you can see here in this video, they have launched a teaser of these products that'll be hitting the market sometime soon. They haven't said exactly when. It's been about 3 weeks since they posted this, and we still haven't seen them hit the site, which is likely due to being completely backed up with all of your banging holiday orders. But what is really cool about these products is that they work extremely well, again, in the bachelorette and bridesmaid niche. Now, for those of you that ship on Etsy, it's a huge opportunity to enter into the bachelorette niche. It is also very competitive, which is why whenever there is a new product that hits, it's always cool because it provides something that's a little bit different than what is out there currently. Now, what I don't know about these products quite yet is what the price point is going to be, and if they will have their production timelines sorted by then. But if those things are alleviated, I think these would be really interesting ones to add to your shop if you are in that niche or are looking to launch into that niche. They would be awesome things to add as basket builders, so things that add incremental revenue to the same order. And they leave the door open here to personalization, which is increasingly what Etsy has kind of positioned themselves as the cornerstone. They constantly want to be the gifting marketplace. And so if you can figure out a way to make these personalized and fit them into your shop, I think they could be huge sellers. So that's it. That is the update for November and early December with new print-on-demand products. I will be continuing this series to make sure I have my eyes on the prize, so you guys always have the update on what's hot and happening with print on demand. If this has been helpful whatsoever, please like and subscribe for more content like this.